Hey guys, welcome to the channel and another video. Today I'm going to be watching Die Another Day by Lee Tamahori starring Pierce Brosnan. Don't skip the intro guys, we have a big problem and I really need your help to solve it. This is the final Bond movie that I haven't watched at all. The thing is, I have seen the Daniel Craig films when they came out, and although it's been a good 15 odd years since I've watched Casino Royale or Quantum of Solace when they came out, I do remember large chunks of them and the overarching story. The question here is, should I continue reviewing the Craig films or should I end it here with Pierce Brosnan? Even if I continue with the rest of the films, I can't label them first time watching because that's not true. And even if I label them second time watching, would that be interesting for you guys, knowing that I do remember the broad strokes of the story? Do let me know on how I should proceed. And if this is the last official Bond review on the channel, it's been an absolute pleasure reviewing 20 Bond movies with you guys. Don't worry, we still have the unofficial films to review, but do let me know whether I should continue with Daniel Craig's Bond movies or just with the unofficial films. It's an end of an era. With that being said, here we are guys, the final film for Pierce Brosnan's Bond. Pierce Brosnan's Bond, I've really enjoyed him. He's grown on me over the last couple of films, and I wouldn't say that he's my favorite Bond so far, or I bet people wouldn't say he's the best Bond ever, but he was a very entertaining and charismatic one. I don't know what to expect from Die Another Day. I do remember seeing a little on TV almost, 20 years ago. Something to do with a car chase on ice. I think there's an Aston Martin involved. I also know that this one has Halle Berry as one of the Bond girls, so that'll be interesting to see. One sad thing that was pointed out to me after reviewing the previous movie was the fact that Desmond Llewellyn, Q, passed away shortly after the film's release. That is incredibly sad, and I'm really going to miss him. He was one of the old guards of the classic Bond films, so that's another end of an era situation with the previous film. But before we get into it, to help support the channel, I have a Patreon page for full-length reviews and reactions to this movie and over 190 movies, 2 TV shows, early access, and weekly polls for what to watch next. You'll need your own copy to watch along. The link's in the description below. Please consider being a patron. Please subscribe to the channel. Click that bell icon for instant notifications. Do check out my other videos. Like if you liked this video, dislike it if you didn't. With all that being said, let's get started. Die Another Day, Tamahori, Brosnan, let's go. Pierce Brosnan for the final time. We're in North Korea for the first time. I'm always excited for a new location. And just in case you guys missed out on the intro, I'd recommend you go watch the intro because I need help in deciding the future of the franchise. This is 2002, so I'm not too sure whether the sequence is CGI or actually practically done. Oh, they're actually sneaking into the country. It's Bond. Nice. I have a feeling we're going to get to see a lot of gadgets in this one.
Look, what is this? I'm supposed to...
Oh, diamonds. He's replacing them with explosives. Camera phones were a new thing back then.
You are late.
Show me the diamonds.
Show me the weapons.
Hovercrafts.
Don't blow it all at once.
That's funny. Oh no, his identity has been revealed. Oh man, nice explosion by the way.
You British still believe you have the right to police the world. You will not live to see the day. All Korea is ruled by the North.
Diamonds everywhere. I believe I saw a couple on Zhao's face too. Ouch. Oh man. Most of these explosions we just saw, they're practically done. Okay, so far the stunt work and the action has been really good. But we don't know anything about the story yet. And I don't believe I've heard of or seen any films from this director before. It's also nice to see Brosnan doing some of his own stunts. Smart. Goodbye, henchman.
Saved by the bell.
I knew it. I knew one-liner was coming. Oh no, he's still surrounded.
My son is dead.
Oh no. Bond as a North Korean prisoner. Never thought I'd see the day. The film starts off with Bond as a prisoner.
I'm gonna wake up, yes and no, I'm gonna kiss.
I like this song. It's so different. Okay, this movie certainly has a very unique intro. There's a theme of ice and fire with Bond being tortured in the background. Oh, the song is performed by Madonna. It doesn't sound like your typical Madonna song if you ask me, right? Lee Tamahori. 14 months later. Holy crap, Bond looks in horrible shape. Again, this is uncharted territory. I don't think we've seen Bond being tortured for like a year and being abandoned by MI6, essentially, right?
Your people have abandoned you.
Oh, people have abandoned
Your
you.
very existence denied.
That's the risk of being a secret agent.
We reached the end, Mr. Bond. You took away my son.
Your firing squad should have done the job for me.
Who was it? Who made him betray his country and his name?
Same person who betrayed me.
His son was betrayed, but he was a bad guy, but he's still angry that Bond killed him? I'm a little confused. Zhao.
I'm being traded.
It's a prisoner exchange and Zhao still has the diamond marks on his face. Oh! That was Michael Madsen! But why go for the prisoner exchange now, not earlier? There must be a reason.
You don't seem too pleased to see me.
I'd rather die in prison than let him loose.
The top American agent in the North Korean High Command was executed a week ago.
And they think it's me.
You were the only inmate.
Oh no.
The same person who set me up then has just set me up again to get Zhao out, so I'm going after him.
Double O status rescinded.
Along with my freedom.
For as long as I deem necessary, yes. You're no use to anyone now.
This just means one thing. Bond is going rogue, like one of the Dalton films.
He's flatlining on the ECG.
Is this a ruse? Of course it is. He can lower his heart rate to 0.
Thanks for the kiss of life.
Thanks for the kiss of life. Oh, Bond, never change. What I like about this Bond film so far is that Bond is not at the top of his game here. He's been broken down as a character, and I hope this director builds him back up again by the end of the movie.
I'm not that kind of masseuse.
Oh, Bond sees through it.
You think I haven't always known your Chinese intelligence, Chang?
Nice. Well played, Bond. I did not see that coming.
Zhao killed 3 of your men. You get me into North Korea, I'll take care of them for you.
Passageway to Cuba?
Cuba.
We're visiting quite a few communist countries. Putting aside the politics and all, Cuba seems like a beautiful place to visit. Apart from the color grading, I'm actually enjoying the cinematography of the movie. We're finally getting introduced to Halle Berry's character in classic James Bond fashion, coming out of the water in a bikini. Nice.
My friends call me James Bond. How much time have you got?
Until dawn. What about you?
Oh, I'm just here for the birds.
Of course. It's only been like an hour since they met. But I have to admit, on a serious note, that the first 20 minutes of this film was pretty dark. Something we haven't seen in other Bond movies. Yeah, she's gone.
I don't need a goddamn wheelchair.
No? You do now.
He's not even surprised about the guy who just got knocked out in a room. That's so mean! Dude's unconscious.
Introduction of new DNA harvested from healthy donors, orphans, runaways.
DNA replacement therapy.
Most artists are only truly appreciated after they're dead.
Just like that.
Ich wohne in Hamburg.
Dude, it's Sal. Is he going through some sort of DNA altering procedure? He's going to change his race.
Oh, good. Oh. Got your attention.
Oh, nice. Diamonds.
There's some kind of marking here.
Are you implying I had a hand in his escape, Mr. Falco?
Well, Bond got away real fast, didn't he?
Michael Madsen. Rosamund Pike, finally. I mean, Rosamund Pike is a much bigger star than she was back in the early 2000s.
You only get one shot at life. Why waste it on sleep?
Verity? James Bond.
Oh, dude, that's Madonna.
I see you handle your weapon
The
well.
theme song for the film was written by her, but I did not expect her to show up.
He's won so much, nobody else wants to fight him.
Which only means one thing. He'll get challenged by Bond.
Have we met before?
Oh, I think I'd remember.
And of course, Bond is proficient in fencing too. Not a surprise.
Let's play for this. I picked it up in Cuba. You want to continue?
Bond was playing him. Yeah, things are taking a much more serious tone. Yeah, I think the director is cutting too frequently during the hand-to-hand combat scenes.
That is enough!
Seriously, beat me, Mr. Bond.
Oh, he did win, technically.
Look, I'm putting on a little scientific demonstration in Iceland at the weekend. Perhaps you could join us.
Can I expect the pleasure of you in Iceland?
I'm afraid you'll never have that pleasure, Mr. Bond.
Sounds like a challenge.
Never thought I'd find myself here.
Some things are best kept underground. So what have you got on Graves?
You burned me. And now you want my help?
What did you expect, an apology?
Gene therapy. New identities courtesy of DNA transplants.
Yeah, but Zhao didn't go through it, apparently.
Well, it seems you've become useful again.
Dude! Is Moneypenny dead? What did I just see? What is happening?
You might mention it in 007, but...
It's a simulation! Nice. That was also unexpected.
There's always an excuse, isn't there, 000?
This is our cue now. Hey, it's that jetpack from one of the Sean Connery films.
Twist so, voila!
Using sound.
Your new transportation.
You must be joking.
The Vanish.
We're back to Aston Martins. Dude, I'm happy.
Why don't you acquaint yourself with the manual?
Just took a few seconds, Q.
Tell me what you know of James Bond.
She's British intelligence.
But in 3 months, you've turned up next to nothing.
Grave seems to be clean.
Wow, okay. What a location.
One of the virtues of never sleeping, Mr. Bond. I have to live my dreams.
And guess who's hot on their heels? She's definitely an American agent. Dude. Is Graves getting a DNA alteration? Or did he already get a DNA alteration?
You were still feeling the side effects.
Oh.
I've been this close to him and he still didn't know who I really was.
I mean, you're North Korean, Graves, but who are you exactly?
General Moon still mourns your death. I do.
Nice, what a reveal. It's actually Moon's son who we saw fall off the hovercraft in the first act.
Imagine being able to bring light and warmth to the darkest parts of the world.
It's a large solar reflector. Wow, I like the concept.
You have no idea how much Icarus is about to change your world.
This is why we watch these movies, right?
Show me the modifications.
Yeah.
50,000 volts.
100.
All that sneaking around just to be caught by some random security guard. Looks like he's got Mr. Kill's attention.
Warned me this would happen.
She's playing him. But why though?
Occupational hazard.
Dude, the way she's looking at him and stuff. She's clearly playing him. I think she might be the mole. The double agent. 100,000 volts. We have a classic contraption where somebody's trapped and Bond has to rescue them.
Who sent you?
Your mama. And she told me to tell you she's really disappointed in you.
Jinx?
Oh, James!
That's hilarious, dude. I mean, it doesn't look very convincing, the CGI here. So far, the CGI has been a little hit and miss for me. Oh, that was a bad way to go.
Are you gonna get me off this thing?
What are you, CIA?
NSA.
NSA, there you go.
Go to Miranda first. She's MI6.
I don't trust Miranda for a second, though.
So you live to die another day.
They reference the movie's name.
By the way, did you find out who betrayed you in North Korea?
There you
Only
go.
a matter of time.
You never thought of looking inside your own organization?
Yeah. I mean, this isn't that big of a surprise. There was a lot of build up to this moment. But good for Bond for not hesitating to shoot her, right?
You know I've missed your sparkling personality.
How's that for a punchline?
Pretty good one. Well played, James Bond. Dude, it's using it as a magnifying glass, pretty much. I finally get the whole ice and fire motif of the film. Oh, wow, okay. No way, man. Okay. This is taking Bond to new heights of ridiculousness.
Oh, it's pretty good tailoring. I hope it doesn't shrink when it gets wet.
Wow. I think this is the scene I remember seeing when I was young. plans to melt the entire ice structure. Zhao's dead.
Cole kept you alive. Huh? Must have kept you alive.
She's fine.
Fact remains that you deliberately misled me by implicating Bond.
Oh, okay. General Moon is against the entire thing.
You can't. But I can.
I wonder whether these things actually exist or not.
We gotta get on that plane. 아버님, 이렇게 보시게 돼서 죄송합니다.
Looks like his dad doesn't even know his son went through the procedure.
What have you done to yourself?
If the Americans don't run, Icarus will destroy them.
Destroy us!
Exactly, Dad.
You would kill your own son.
The son I knew died long ago.
100,000 volts.
실망했습니다, 아버님.
Why would they even design such a structurally weak aircraft?
My, you get around.
Oh, I almost forgot about her.
I can read your every move. Read this, bitch.
Read The Art of War?
Parachutes for the both of us! Whoops! Not anymore! Time to face destiny!
Oh man, he's going to get sucked into the propeller. A taste of your own medicine. Oh man. Okay, Graves' death was way more satisfying. Time to face gravity.
At least we're gonna die rich.
So many diamonds. They're fine. I love how the cars weren't damaged at all. They're just stuck in the mud. Okay, things have calmed down.
James.
What? That's something we haven't seen before.
Money penny.
Oh.
Just testing it out.
She's been up to no good. I'm sure you were just testing it out. Playing out her fantasy. No. The film has to end in a more traditional fashion.
We really have to get these back.
The end. And also, I don't know whether this is the last official Bond film review on the channel or not. Do let me know whether I should continue with the Craig films. I talked about it extensively in the opening. Okay, I took some time to collect my thoughts. First off, I did have a good time with the final Brosnan Bond film. I thought this was an improvement over the previous movie, The World Is Not Enough, but not as good as Goldeneye, at least plot-wise. Although I haven't seen anything from this director before, Tamahori, sorry, please correct me if my pronunciation is wrong. I thought he did a fairly competent job with the directing here. I also thought the action sequences, stunt work, gadgets, the general plot, and the location choices were fantastic. The music and character work were a little average, but the real disappointment for me was the over-reliance on CGI. I don't mind CGI in films, but the CGI here was definitely subpar to a point where it actually detracted from my film viewing experience, if that makes any sense. Let's start with the directing by Lee Tamahori and the script by Neil Purvis and Robert Wade. The story here, although very outlandish, it was in line with other Bond movies, which is to say, I liked it. The absurdity on display was great, and honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. Almost all elements of a Bond film were there, including helicopters, car chases, explosions, World War III starting villains, exotic locations, extremely attractive but deadly women, and over-the-top gadgets. Especially that invisible Aston Martin. Big fan. By the way, I'm so happy to see the return of the Aston Martin in this movie. I guess their deal with BMW was over. It expired probably. They signed a new contract with Aston Martin. Anyways, I also noticed many product placements that it almost felt like an expensive commercial, for lack of a better word, but it didn't detract from my experience, but it was noticeable, if you agree with me. Anyways, this story had a rogue North Korean military man, the son of a general, alter his DNA to change ethnicities, to fool authorities, to smuggle diamonds for the purpose of building the Icarus, a satellite mirror that focuses the sun's energy for world domination in the name of North Korea. If that was a mouthful, I certainly agree. I rather enjoy these world domination stories, and it's half the reason why the audience pays the price of entry in the first place, right? The twist involving the villain here, Graves, was pretty surprising. I almost didn't see it coming. The fact that he was the general's son and he changed his DNA, because there was a misdirection at play here. I thought Zhao would be the person, but it turned out it was the general's son. On the other hand, the other twist that Rosamund Pike's character Frost was a double agent, that was pretty obvious. There were plenty of clues for that reveal. Halle Berry's Jinx was also fun to watch. I don't think Berry's acting was much of an issue here. She was great in the role. She's a veteran actress. But the question I have with her character is, why was she there in the first place? Just to catch Zhao? Was she just a straightforward NSA agent, or was there more to it than that? Did I miss anything? I don't believe her character's motivations were made clear by the director at all. We just saw her chasing Zhao from location to location. Do let me know what you thought of that. Brosnan's Bond was solid as usual. Charismatic, efficient, and very much the ladies' man we know and love. I like the fact that we could see him do a fair share of his own stunts. That was great, but he's still not my favorite Bond. It's still Connery, who had a certain suaveness about him that nobody else could replicate. On the other hand, I don't think he was the worst Bond either. I don't know who I'd consider the worst at this point. They were all entertaining to some degree, but it's something I need to think about before I come to a proper conclusion. Moving on to the gadgets and action sequences, which I thought were generally very good. I did feel like the spectacle of the action may have hindered the storytelling a little bit, but that's a minor complaint. Half the reason I'm here is for the action. I love the crazy gadgets and the stunts pulled up by the production team. The biggest issue I had with the film was, as I mentioned before, the CGI. Like I said, I don't mind CGI as long as it's done well, as long as it blends with the rest of the film. It's a tool. At the end of the day, it's a tool used by filmmakers to enhance their stories. Here, the difference between the CGI shots and the practical ones were very, very noticeable. I mean, the CGI explosions looked fairly fake, especially in the third act compared to the real ones at the beginning of the movie. I wonder if that was a budgetary issue. Did the director blow the budget because he used all the money for the great explosions in the first act? And the final sequence, as the plane was flying and Icarus was blowing up the DMZ, that didn't look convincing at all. Even the explosion of the plane at the end looked pretty unconvincing. I don't know. Do let me know your thoughts on the CGI. The music was a highlight for me, and although I thought it was a little above average, and I didn't hear a ton of original compositions for this entry, I did think that it was used fairly appropriately, especially the main theme. And finally, the location choices for the movie felt exotic for the first time in a long time. North Korea was a brand new location that we haven't seen before. And so was Iceland, and I think Cuba too. Or, no, I think we visited Cuba. But at least North Korea and Iceland were brand new locations. As I have talked about my main criticism, the CGI already, overall, Die Another Day was incredibly fun to watch. An improvement over its predecessor in terms of plot, but not as good as Goldeneye. Pierce Brosnan was great as usual in his role as Bond for the final time. The crazy story held my attention, some of the twists were actually surprising, the gadgets were varied, and the action felt well thought out for the most part. The performances from Halle Berry and Rosamund Pike were far better than average, but the CGI, in my opinion, was really subpar, especially in the third act, and it did detract from my viewing experience, like I said before. Apart from that, I'd consider this a solid entry, and definitely not the worst of the bunch. So guys, Casino Royale, or should I go straight for the unofficial films? Do let me know. Anyways, thank you for watching. I have a Patreon page. Considering a Patreon, subscribe to the channel. Click that bell icon for instant notifications. Do check out my other videos. Like if you liked this video, dislike it if you didn't. I will see you in the next one. Bye.